Hello everyone, hope we're good watching this. Today we're going to be speaking about dealing or facing the fear of judgment or just tackling things like anxiety or social anxiety and just the things that are bothering us and are preventing us from being ourselves or being comfortable around other people, you know? So what we're going to start is addressing where I think the problem is, you know? Like, if you're having a hard time facing people or feeling like you are prevented from being fully yourself in front of people because you maybe fear that they're gonna judge you or they're not gonna interpret whatever you're doing or whatever you're saying how you intend it. Or maybe you intend it to be different and bold and disruptive, but then having people, like the fear of people potentially disliking you is what's preventing you from expression, right? So today we're just gonna speak about the ability to be free in ourselves and the ability to be free from anxiety, you know. And trust me, I do not mean this from a perspective of just doing the craziest things. But if that's you, then that's fine, you know. But I mean it from a perspective of being free and being able to experiment with what you've been wanting to try out, you know? Uh, and having the lever to live with the reactions from society, you know? So, for example, let's say you wanna start being into fashion, and the fashion that you're inspired by is not really familiar around your kasi. Like, for instance, you tried rocking like those huge boots and you walked in the hood, right? And then the kids were like not understanding, you know, maybe they were laughing, or do you feel what I'm saying? Or even when it comes to being outspoken, but then in most cases people don't really receive it how you intended, you know, or they just don't give you a chance. So you take power by firstly being able to see yourself, you know, for you to be able to resist and be resilient starts from you knowing, right? It starts from you knowing yourself, right? Let's say you have decided, okay, I want to take on this bold thing, this different thing, but then what are people going to say? There's the problem. The second part where you are asking yourself what are people going to say. That's the problem, and that's what we trying to tackle and just disrupt entirely to turn it from what are people going to say and to maybe uh they're gonna they're gonna think something is wrong with me, but then that's what I want for them to start changing. Do you get me? Because sometimes we're just doing these things to change our environment. You feel? Because you might be living in a gassy where guys are still wearing skinny jeans and cavellas on their feet, but then you want to rock baggy jeans and bulky boots. So the reaction is gonna always like start off as a shock to the people that are experiencing what you're trying to put out there. You feel? But then, uh, the solution starts with accepting that you're different, right? And knowing, like, the minute you accept that you're different and it's possible that you and the people that are around are literally living in different worlds. Firstly, the different worlds of social media, because if you look at social media, there's different layers and different influencers and different speakers, and they talking about different things, different languages, and just different. So when you feel like you tapped into like a side that your community where you live at, they're not gonna get it instantly. Just it starts with like you building them up, you know, building them up, trying one bold thing after the next. but then using them around you to keep you gated in the roots of who you are and how you were raised. This does not mean just fully going berserk and you started like rocking dresses in the hood just because you're into fashion. People are gonna start thinking that you are, gay, or they're gonna start like you're not even gonna get girls from where you live. Or maybe you might get girls who are different. There's like two sides to it. But then I'm saying do it in a way like if your main concern is worrying about people's reaction and how they're gonna take it, right? Then I wouldn't advise you totally blindsiding them with like the new age fashion. I'd say start scaling it from what they used to, right? Like if the guys around your hood are rocking them up Brentwood, right, and they usually cut them around the feet, right? Rock that Brentwood, make it bandy, make it baggy. You get me? So it's like not totally abandoning your environment, but then adapting and showing the other kids. Because there's kids who are like, bro, Brandon is not all the way bad, but I don't like how everyone wears it. So it's like you starting being bold like that, then it starts to make a change to the environment and gives the other kids confidence. For real, like even with the uniform. There was a guy back in high school, right? In high school we all know that it's like a thing where guys like to skinny their pants and but then one day, bro, I pulled out to school and this guy did not skinny his pants. He was rocking like school uniform, but like baggy, bro, swagging. Like he was like langing, bro. But then he was tall and he was like calm about it, you know. So it got to a point where even when we were given the chance to rock our like home clothes, like Jewish, he pull up swagging, and it's like people then understood it at that point. We would say, okay, cool. Like it's like when you show up, when you start off by adapting what is already there, like working with what you have, and then you come one day. Let's say usually you just rocking this Brentwood, or you just rocking whatever's in your hood, but then in your own way. The day you choose to rock a bold fit, people are gonna then not have that bad reaction that you usually get, because you can literally be in a point where you used to people whenever you land, you're like, what the hell? Who's in here? Who's in here? You get me? Or like things like that. So if you like fully, like let's say like if you really wanna be bold like that, you need to be bold and commit to being bold. Meaning that you're working with what you have firstly to try to inspire people around your environment to be bold as well. And then whenever you start tapping into other ranges of motion and being bold, people are then understanding fully, because whilst you start, they're gonna be like trying to, like they won't, like get it, you started with what they have. They're gonna come to you and be like, nah bro, you should. But then you're gonna be like, nah, I like it like this. So it's not really gonna be a thing where they're reacting badly when you start. It's gonna be a thing of they're gonna try to understand. They're gonna be way more open, and then they're gonna start understanding you when you tapping into other ranges of motion. Do you get me? So it's like one thing I always speak about is not abandoning your environment, your belief system, and the way that you're raised mainly. You get me? Just in order to show that you are him or you are an icon, you need to start at home by starting to change what you got at home. Do you get what I'm saying? You shouldn't just now be inspired by the outside, because then it's like betrayal to the people around you. Do you get me? It seems like you get outcasted quickly, right? So it's like, and also if you're doing that, it shows that you are just a person who goes with the wind and you're easily influenced. But then if you want to make this your personality and want it to be within you, to be like, you start by tapping in what they have, right? You start by showing them, flexing what they usually rock. See the guys around the hood rocking like, you just tap in and like show them, but like in the way that they're familiar with, so that their reaction is not bad, but then it's them, like the initial reaction is them seeing what's, oh, this guy is on a different lane. Do you get me? So yeah, man, do that. Strive, kill, bro. You know, be a goat, and don't be scared to like share your opinion, and just start helping people adapt to different kinds of swag, right? That they understand, because you doing this, kid, like literally raise a new generation. Because trust me, bro, the kids are getting inspired when you're rocking that huge boot during a function where people are usually inclined to just fall to or succumb to like the usual norm. When you're rocking it, the kids that are there are gonna be like, you know, because obviously on that day there's probably kids who were like their clothes were chosen by their parents. You feel me? So like they didn't really want to rock that. They wanted to like rock whatever, but then their parents were like, nah, because they was like commenting the norm. So when you land at that function, and you're able to not succumb to the norms, but then not really, you know, go off ramp, then you start inspiring the kids, bro. Like the parents are gonna literally come and tell you, goes, oh, bro, bro, that like you see your belt is like causing pressure now. All the kids want it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it shows you're not really you're standing out in the right way, like all not all the way bad, you know, because it makes sense for it for like thunder to happen when there's clouds. Get me? But then when there's like when you just like you should like show people in the right way in order to get the reaction right always and manageable, right? So like the thing is about you getting the reactions that you're able to manage, you know? Yeah. So like do that, kill, strive in whichever area of boldness. I assume that there might be limitations to like things that are usually like, yeah, this comes from you adapting to the belief system of your area and what everyone usually believes in. Because obviously, when growing up, you were inclined to believe what your family was believing in, right? And you can't just all the way abandon your values, because that looks that's like the easiest way to get outcasted or look like a betrayal to society, right? So you should work within the borders, right? Like no matter what it is, if you're smart enough, you can find a loophole to convince people. Do you get what I'm saying? So it needs to be in a point where you are, you know, like anything, bro. Like I'm literally speaking about anything. I thought there might be barriers because something seemed taboo, especially in the townships, right? But then, literally, you can finesse it, bro. Using people's cultures, like whenever you're speaking to people, you convince them, it's okay, bro. Since you're saying what I'm doing is bad, but then these guys are doing this thing and they putting it in their thingy just to like do their thing. Don't you think that you get me? Just like convince people, right? Using data, you know? That's what it is already there, bro. You can't just now try to change our minds. And you're like you can't just pull up on some hedonist mindset and you're trying to change our minds, bro. Do you get me? And then because at that point it's not gonna land to us, bro. Like you're not gonna like that's how you get outcasted for real. So like you're not trying to like get to that point. You're trying to get to a point where you eventually helping people around where you live be cool, basically, because you feel like you've been tapped into a different realm and you potentially are cooler than everyone, or like you are just tapped into what they're not. You get me? So when you do that, you're just able to inspire kids, most importantly, and convince the seniors and the vets to try out new things. Because mainly you're working from what is already allowed around. Do you get me? So it's using the latest trends around the hood, using the knowledge or like the things that the people are doing in order for you to get away with being different or get respected for being different. You get me? Simple as that. So yeah, man, think about what I said and try to broaden its scale to up until the point where it makes complete sense to you.